84. Welcome to episode 84 of Push to Shout, the Big 84, 84th episode of Push to Shout. Man, I'm so excited. I mean,
thank the fans.
Before you get to... Shut up for a second. Before we get to that garbage that you're about to talk about, I just want to thank the fans and you, Skip, for sticking with us at the Big 84. I'm so glad to be here.
It's a milestone.
Really good day this is. I will say that I hate you all. And Skippy, what have you been up to?
No, that's not true.
I'm kidding.
That's
a joke.
I'll be honest. For the most part, I've been playing a stupid amount of Overwatch. I'm a little bit ashamed of it, actually.
I've been getting that way.
Like a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah, I know how that is.
And I don't feel like I'm the kind of person to play a lot of Overwatch, but I guess I am. And I've been solo queuing, too. Because I'm too lazy to find people to play with, and I never want to play for a long period of time, so I just jump in and out. But, yeah, that's what I've been doing a lot of. I now have opinions about, like,
balance.
Overpowered characters and shit. Yeah, and it's just getting bad. It's getting bad. Fucking, yeah.
In terms of hours, I'm pretty sure I've been playing more than you. And it really has gotten to the point where I have to acknowledge that it's just a waste of my time. But it's just a little fun thing to do. It's kind of like
video games are a waste of time. But
not unlike
something
masturbating.
About Overwatch.
It's like finding that right vid.
That's right.
On your favorite
Something
tube.
about-
Pick any tube; they're all good.
It's like you're either picking your hero or you're picking your
tube. You choose the right tube, and you're all set.
Xblank.com. No, it's become. Yeah, it's a big. Somehow playing Overwatch feels like a bigger waste of time than playing other video games. It's just, I don't know what it is about that game, but it's like I don't want to get better at it. I just want to keep playing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That you know what? That actually
like,
is a pretty
CS:GO,
good encapsulation.
Yeah, with CS:GO, like I feel like I'm chasing a goal.
Yeah.
Like, I want to rank up.
Upskill.
I want to get better.
Mhm.
There's not even a ranked mode right now in Overwatch. I'm just playing fucking quick play. I've played some of the private test realm too, but I've just been wasting my time playing Overwatch.
I totally understand you. That is exactly how I've been feeling with me, or not with me. How I've been feeling with this game lately.
After this podcast,
I won't, because I had an enlightening experience today. I'm going to tell you about it.
Oh, have you? Okay.
I put on, for the first time in a while, the Gurren Lagann soundtrack.
Oh god.
Some dice cuts, and I got that the song that plays when he's piercing the heavens like he does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I put that one on, and I'm like, I'm gonna be Melee God. So I started playing Melee again.
Another waste of time.
Yes, except
At least you're developing some
you're
sort of
chasing
skill.
the goal, and it's all about the
Yeah.
chase.
Exactly.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm cooler than you because I like Overwatch. I mean, Melee. Take that to the bank. So, weeks. What have you been up to?
Well, other than Overwatch, I played the new Hitman episode.
Oh yeah. Okay, that
It's
came out.
alright. It's alright.
Wasn't
I'm
there just
gonna
be
get my
three?
$10 out of it. No, it was always supposed to be. It's something between like 6 or 8 episodes, something like that.
Okay, all right. So
yeah.
you got more.
It's quite a lot. They've done an annoying thing with Hitman where, so they introduced the episodic episode thing where you can choose to either pay $60 as if it was a normal game and get the episodes as they come out automatically, or you can choose to pay like $10 per episode or $15 per episode. I bought this one for $10. For some reason I thought it was $15, but I chose the episode model because I figured, well, I probably won't want to play every episode, and I didn't want to play the last one, and I just kind of got that urge again, so I bought the latest one. Turns out, if you didn't buy the season pack, and I don't know how clearly they communicated this, but if you didn't buy the season pack, they withhold these bonus missions that they do that are actually like look pretty cool. But they're exclusive to season pack owners. And
well,
what
you know,
I've seen,
they don't have a choice in that. It's clear they're clearly forced to do that way.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Who knows?
You know, no matter how you try to think around it, there's no way around it.
Yeah.
It had to be that
They're
way.
a small team. They're a small team.
They're a small team.
They
Cut
do
them
their
some
best.
slack. They really try, but some mountains are too tall.
They but yeah, it annoyed apparently a lot more people than just me, because I was looking at, like, the Steam reviews were suddenly mixed, and it seems like the entire reason it's mixed is because people are super pissed off about this. I think they are coming out for free later, or maybe you still have to pay for them later or something, but for right now you can't even buy them separately. If you want to play them, you have to buy the season pack, like $50, and if you've already bought the last 3 or 4 episodes, then it's a big waste of money. So that's annoying that they did that. It kind of defeats the purpose of their episodic model, which I actually liked. But the latest episode, as far as how good it is, it's decent, but they blew their wad. The first episode was good. It had a nice map that was about the right size for a Hitman game. A lot of different stuff to do. It was a good map. The second map was incredible. Like, exceeded all expectations. It was like you have a section.
That's
of
the
a
one you
city.
didn't buy?
No, that's the one I did buy.
Which one did you skip?
The third episode.
I got
it. Was like
okay. Right.
An embassy. But the second episode is like a whole city thing where, like, there's like 8 different significant areas in this huge map. It kind of blew me away when I saw it. And so there's just a ton of shit you can do. And then the fourth one, like, the map is just much smaller. It feels like there's less options and less things you can do with it. I don't know. It feels like they outdid themselves really early on, and now they're trying to go back to the normal standard. And it's like, well, shit, you already released probably the best episode you're going to be able to release. But who knows? Maybe they have some more stuff in their pocket. But that game is a lot of fun. I think what a lot of people don't understand about that game is that, like, to really enjoy it, I think you have to set goals and set restrictions for yourself. Like, or not just for yourself. There's challenges that you can go for where it's like, complete the whole thing in a suit and don't get spotted. So that removes any
That's a
option
pretty
to,
good
like,
challenge.
disguise yourself. Yeah,
I like that.
There's another one where you have to kill them both with a sniper rifle and don't get spotted. That one's really hard because you can't conceal the sniper rifle, so you have to, like, sneak around the map. And you can do that in the suit one at the same time, basically. You can just sneak around the map, and if anyone sees you, they see the sniper rifle when you're spotted. So that's fun to do, to me. Like, and it's fun to, like, find the really efficient ways to do it, where it's like you're in and out in like 4 minutes, you know. But yeah, it's a cool game.
That's always, to me, the most
a little bit
enduring
disappointing.
appeal of a stealth game, is just perfecting it down to
Yeah, and the thing I think I like about it is that, or I like this. It feels a lot like those missions in Metal Gear Solid 5, where it's like, extract a prisoner. It feels like Ground Zeroes, that kind of thing, where it's like, especially if you do the suit only thing, where you're kind of stealthing the whole thing. There's so many options for things you can do and ways you can get around the level that it's just a lot of fun to improvise your way through. And I get that Metal Gear Solid 5 feel from it, and I really liked that part of Metal Gear Solid 5. So yeah, it's a good game. I thought episode 4 was a little disappointing. If you want to play a good fucking Hitman level, if you want to try out Hitman, buy episode 2. It's amazing. It's great. That's all I can say about it. But yeah, I've been playing that, and Overwatch, and what else? I've got it here. Abzu.
yeah.
And I've got another thing to say about Overwatch too. I went over to my brother-in-law's place, and he liked Journey a lot. He and my sister liked Journey a lot, and so I said, well, you should get Abzu, because it's basically the same thing. And he got like halfway through it, and he was telling me about it, and he was like, you should come over and we should finish it. And he was saying, you know, it's okay. It's not like Journey.
It's not as good.
It's okay. But I think the last, like, 20 minutes of that game are where it's all at. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well,
that's
that
where the
part's
really,
great.
really good shit is. Yeah, it was really great. You, like, not to spoil it or anything, but, like, the parts where you're, like, jumping out of the water and all the other fish are jumping out of the water.
Absolutely.
It's so cool. That was really, really, really awesome. So I did like that. Cool game.
It really
I
is.
saw the
It's
last
better.
half of it, I would say.
I think it's better than Flower, Not as good as Journey,
It felt
better than
like
Flower.
it seemed like Flower when the schools of fish get
Yeah.
really big at the end. Yeah, I
Swimming
could, like,
through
see
the
Flower
school
in
of
that.
fish is the
Yeah.
best. That
Yeah, it was
you
really
really
cool.
just have to see that. Not even YouTube videos do it much justice, because even with like high quality compression, it still kind of fucks the fish up
Yeah.
as they start moving around too quick.
Like, even on the
It
PS
really
on the
has to be
PS4,
rendered in
I
a
wish I
game
was
engine.
playing it- I really wish I was playing on the PC. I might get it
Yep.
anyway. I might wait for it to get on sale maybe, but I think it's 30 frames. It just doesn't seem. It seems like it could be better. I don't know if the PS4 is restricting it a little bit, but
Definitely, yeah.
yeah,
Getting that
I
shit-
would think it would look a lot better on the PC.
60 FPS, those fish
Yeah.
flying past you and distorting around your presence. It's great.
It's really cool. But the other thing I want to mention is while I was there, he got Overwatch, but he got it on the PS4,
okay.
and he was like, "You want to play some?" And I'm like, "I haven't played an FPS on the console in a long ass time, but I'll give it a shot." And he just got the game, like he was like rank 3 or 4 or something like that. And I
Were
get
you a
on there.
badass psycho killer?
Well, sure. I mean, I did really well. I destroyed
Carried.
people, but just because they were brand new and they were on the fucking console. It is really bizarre playing that game on the console after being used to it on the PC.
I'd imagine. I went back to
especially the new
TF2 on
players.
Xbox 360
Oh wow!
like a couple months ago,
that's still like vanilla.
just for a
They never
couple
updated
seconds, just to see how it was. Very strange experience, but go on.
that. Well, anyway, in Overwatch, you're kind of used to it being really chaotic. People are jumping around, fucking everyone's shooting because everyone's got infinite ammo. Shit's just going off constantly. Well, on the console, it is quiet. Like when you're running from the spawn to the point, it's just quiet. Because those big action sequences don't happen. People just aren't doing as much stuff. I don't know. Maybe it was just because everyone was new, but it was really, really unnervingly quiet. People were really, really, really bad at the game, and
Nope.
I don't know. It's kind of fun beating up on bad people, but no, that
That
game
is-
needs to be on the PC.
That is not unique to Overwatch at all. That is exactly... I didn't play online when I played TF2 on console recently, but when I had it for console, like back when the Orange Box came out, I remember playing online, and that's exactly how it was. Dead silence and very little activity. So you'd leave the spawn,
weird.
and it's just like this zen-like tunnel into the next encounter where there's
You feel
nothing
like
going
the only one
on.
the server, or like
You
maybe
feel like the
they're
only
like
one
a
on the
team.
planet Earth is what you
Yeah,
feel
and
like.
and then when you encounter an enemy, because they have no concept of teamwork or anything, you'll just encounter an enemy in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And it'll be like 4 versus 1, and they'll get killed instantly.
It's
and
chaos.
like, what is going on?
Complete chaos.
My friends used to play Battlefield on the console, like Battlefield 3, and I would watch them play that sometimes and be like, actually, Battlefield, I think being on the console improves it, because on the PC you're so accurate that like
That's true.
you're
yeah.
just getting killed constantly because people are so damn accurate. You can kill people across the map. On the console, it forces people to actually like run around, and you can actually like
Yeah.
people are shooting at you with a machine gun, and you're like being surrounded by bullets and stuff, and it's actually like that cool experience, which doesn't happen on the PC because everyone's just laser accurate.
That's a good point. Like, you know, these Battlefield games, these glacky, shooty pow games,
Yeah.
maybe being laser pinpoint accurate with a mouse and keyboard is not actually like the best representation of that kind of
It's part
thing.
It isn't, and it's part of the whole thing that I don't like about the whole aim down the sights thing that has happened to video games in the last decade. Because, like, imagine if Battlefield, maybe not that you just couldn't aim down the sights, but what if your gun was just a lot less accurate, or it was harder to aim in general? In some way, it was just harder to hit people like with that laser accuracy. It would suddenly, be more like an actual Battlefield where you're suppressing people with bullets rather than just 3 shots and they're dead, 3 shots and they're dead, 3 shots and they're dead. That's what makes games like when I used to play Arma a lot. Arma was fun because you could survive those chaotic moments because nobody's accurate. Like you're not just being sniped. I think Battlefield would be much.
I think
improved by
Arma needs
something
some
like
hit
that.
scan weapons.
And I think I've talked about it here too. Like E3, there was a presentation for Hardline, and the guy almost never aimed down the sights. It was like a gameplay presentation that was clearly scripted, like they didn't even try to hide it. But the guy was like shooting from the hip, and it looked really exciting because there'd be someone like zip-lining across, and they're shooting at him, and he's shooting at them, and there's a whole group of people in the street, and everyone's just mowing each other down and stuff. But like people aren't dying as quickly, so that kind of crazy shit can happen. When instead, then you go into the real game, and it's just like you run out in the street, you're dead. You run out in the street, you're dead. You just have to like hide the whole time. I don't know.
Which is part of what makes Overwatch fun, is that even though it's not that kind of a realistic encounter, encounters still different kind of game, but the principle is there. Where when you encounter somebody, it's not 3 shots and you're dead ever.
Exactly, you have a chance.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That I think all good shooters need that. Or they have to make 3 shots and you're dead the point, like Counter-Strike does, where if you poke your head out stupidly, you're just gonna die, and you really have to coordinate very strictly around this
positioning and strategy and that kind of thing. But
if you're respawning, you need some kind of survivability.
That's what got me burnt out on Call of Duty, was just whoever sees each other first is the one who gets the kill, and that's just really annoying. And that's the kind of thing, like I watched like 5 minutes of Titanfall 2 gameplay footage. They had like their beta or something. It's just like, Jesus Christ, you spawn, you run somewhere, and hopefully you see someone else before someone else sees you, and that's it. That's the game.
It's a good plan.
I don't see how anyone has fun with those things for a long amount of time. And I'll probably get back to that topic later on in the news section. But that's it. Overwatch, still good, but don't play that game on console. I was wondering, like, when he told me he got it for the PS4, I was like, how do people even play this game on the console? Because some heroes are going to be so objectively better than others.
Lucio is super easy. Reinhardt easy.
And Reinhardt doesn't have to aim, and he's a decent hero. When you get people in close encounters, like, he's a good hero. If he's up against someone who has to aim, it's just going to be a 100% huge advantage. It's crazy. I don't get it. I think that I've seen console players complaining online about balance issues and stuff, and it's like, listen, they're not going to balance this game for you guys unless they make like a different version of the game for the console. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, enough about that shit. What have you been up to?
Well, I saw the greatest film ever made. Sausage Party, Seth Rogen. He's a hot dog, kind of like a penis, and then there's a vagina animal, which is called a hot dog bun, and that is also in there. And very epic movie. Give it hilarious. 5 stars.
Was there a lesbian taco? Hispanic lesbian
There was.
Taco?
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna say this. This is episode 84, so we can go into controversial territory. We have the social capital, it being our 84th, classic 84th. That was actually funny.
Yeah.
The movie was funny.
I saw a short clip of the orgy scene, and I was like, okay, that looks funny. Like,
you know what? Part of it is just the comedic timing of the whole movie. That scene is better when it's been built up to. Fuck. So the movie that I expected,
like funny things.
I kind of expected it to be crude, like a kind of Adam Sandler movie, but just animated. But instead of doing that, just making an R-rated comedy movie, they made the hardest R that they could come up with, even just for the sake of it, which is very clear. But you don't care, because it's a tight 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Does not overstay its welcome at all. It's worth seeing, I think. I laughed. It was funny.
Give it a recommendation?
Yeah, it was funny. It's a funny movie.
Like, I would probably see it if it comes out on Netflix or something like that. Like,
you know what? That's fine. That's fine, too. You don't have to spend, however much they charge you at the movie these days. Like
I never
$80.
go to see comedies in the theater.
It's
I need
a
a date
crapshoot
for this girl or something. Like, there's just no reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But the reason I asked about the
I
lesbian
fully
taco was
expected it to be
because,
terrible. Anyway.
Yeah, there was a very good apology on some kind of super progressive magazine website that does movie reviews and stuff, and they freelanced a review out of that movie, and the review was
Gotta go
positive about
freelance.
the fact,
It's the new indie.
yeah, I'll get to that in a second. The review was positive about the fact that there was a lesbian Hispanic taco. Just representation.
Best part of the movie, yeah.
And they got complaints from various groups and activists saying, first of all, how do you know it's a lesbian taco, not a bisexual taco? Did you get a Hispanic person to write this review so that they could accurately say whether it was a good portrayal or not, et cetera, et cetera? So they took down the review and posted a 15-paragraph apology, something like that. It had to be longer than the review. And
Well, it needed that much.
They included a transcript of their conversation about when they were editing the review and putting it on the site, in which it reveals the reasons behind them freelancing it, outsourcing it, which was that they were too good to see the movie. They were too enlightened to stoop to the level of seeing that movie. Someone says, this movie isn't for us, it's for dumb men.
So we'll just hire some to review
We just
it
make fun of these kinds of things.
for
so
us.
they hire a stupid man to review it for them,
Right.
and then put it on their site, and then they get yelled at, and then they post a huge apology.
Instead of morally compromising yourself by...
It's really good. I posted it on Twitter. It's apparently it made its rounds too, because my dad, out of nowhere, brought up. He said there was this apology that this website thing, and I was like, Is it about the lesbian taco? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. It's not at all his, movies are not his thing, but apparently he saw it. Probably got it posted on Facebook or something. Anyway, what else have you been up to?
Okay, whatever. I guess we're done with that.
Yeah, I'd like to be.
So I played Until Dawn. I played almost all of Until Dawn. Almost all of it. So I went over my buddies, and we got the whole gang together, the fellas.
Yep.
And we cracked a few open, and we played Until Dawn, and it was really cool. I really had a lot of fun with that. That was
you mean,
way better
really
than I
cool?
expected. Way better than I expected. Boom! Bada bing! That's what I'm talking about.
I've seen significant portions of that game played, and it seems to me like it's a cool thing to exist.
Oh yeah,
and it's well
very
done
cool
in a lot of ways, but that the story overall might not be. It might be a little lacking.
So far, I
the
haven't run
writing,
into
it
that.
just doesn't seem to. I don't know.
I mean, it's so over the top cliche
Yeah,
that it's just great.
because that's a David Cage joint, right?
No,
That guy who makes all
Nope.
those games.
it's not him.
Wait, which one is Until Dawn? Is that the horror one?
That's the horror one.
Fuck yeah. Okay, no, I've seen that whole thing. I thought Until Dawn was the... What's her name? The girl
no.
with the hair.
No, not Hair Girl. Classic Hair
yeah.
Girl. Not her.
But no, Until Dawn, I saw that whole thing. I saw a whole playthrough of that, and it looks fantastic.
It's
That was
awesome!
great. Yeah,
It's
no,
so
it looks
cool.
awesome.
I had
Yeah.
not seen any gameplay of it
it's
besides the
opposite
first
of what I
trailer.
said. It's the writing is fantastic in every
Yeah.
purposefully cliche way. Like it has a sense of self. Like it understands what it is in a way that's really satisfying.
Yep. And I did not know that the analyst character was in the game at all. And so when that came up and he started just poking, oh, what a great
It's all
scene.
really good. It's so
Yeah,
good. Everything
it's
about it.
awesome.
The Asian girl, the teenager Asian girl who has the attitude problem. And
Yep.
She's probably my favorite part of that game. She is
Yeah.
such a bitch. She's so hateable and just is great. It's so wonderful.
Yep.
It's so well done.
And then she redeems herself later. Ooh.
Or depending on your choices,
Yeah, it's all up to you.
After you're done, you should look up an optional ending to her path, her storyline, which is, whew, ooh boy, it's a good one.
Okay.
It's a really good one. There's the different little endings that like because like everyone can die in certain ways.
Oh yeah.
And pretty much all of those endings are fantastic for each character.
Now,
Yeah, that looks really great.
what pisses me off a little bit, this has nothing to do with the game. I guess it has one thing to do with the game, but it's mostly not. So, to go faster, you hold down L1. QuickTime events are a big part of the game. So sometimes you'll be walking somewhere and you'll run into a QuickTime event, and then you'll press the button so that you pass and so that the people live. That's basically what happens at a lot of different points. Now, you're basically always holding down L1 because you always want to walk faster. However, the QuickTime events, for some reason, even though they're all just pressing the 4 face buttons, they don't work if you're holding down L1. You have to let go of all buttons before you can do them. So I didn't know that. And just instinctively, I was holding down the move faster button because that's what you're doing 99.9% of the time. And I fail these fucking QuickTime events, and I have no idea why, because I clearly hit the damn button.
Yeah,
And it felt
really annoying.
completely random, and then it wasn't. But at this point, I was like 80% through the game.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean-
but I was at my buddy's, so that means when I actually get the game, I'll be able to start again.
Yeah.
But that's just a dumb thing that happened while I was playing. I'm sure that's not very common. I had
That's one of the few places where QuickTime events I think kind of makes sense, where it's like I don't know.
I don't object to the
consequences-
QuickTime events at all.
Yeah.
I object to
Just
the
the-
QuickTime events not working when
Yeah,
you hold
bad.
down the button that you hold down all the time, because why don't you just walk that fast anyway?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
One thing about walking around, though, it sucks.
Yeah.
Walking is like a major hassle in this game. You get caught on the slightest bit of geometry and you turn around like Resident Evil 1 kind of
Right.
controls. It sometimes works. Sometimes you're walking down a dark hallway or cave or something like that, and you just have a flashlight, and all you can really control is the way that you're looking with one joystick and the way that you're walking with the other. So it really feels like this slow, clunky, you can't see everything at once walk through the dark. And that stuff is really cool. But when everything is safe and you're just trying to walk around a coffee table, it doesn't work out so well.
Well, it does seem really
It gets very silly at times just because you get stuck on shit, and it makes things look very silly. Like there was a particularly tense moment that I won't spoil, where I just got caught on a little corner and it made it look very dumb. So yeah, but otherwise, really cool game, especially the Analyst. I did not know that was coming, and gotta say, Analyst top 10 video game character this year. Check him out. So that's Until
all
Dawn.
those characters are. I love every single one of those characters for their own little reasons.
Oh yeah,
They are
yeah.
the best part of that game is that they figured out here's the cliche characters that we want, and they made them
perfect
the best
storm.
possible way, like just perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really good.
Any hack can use a cliche. Takes a master to perfect the cliche.
Yeah, to perfect it and maybe play with it just a little bit, so
Yeah.
that, just subvert it just a bit.
Well, that's what all
Great,
the
great,
best
great stuff.
cliche horror movies would do, is that there would be
Yeah,
some kind of
Scream.
twist on it. Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah. All right. Well, that's
So really cool.
glad
A
you
lot
played it.
better than I expected it to be.
Yeah. There were a lot of people really negative on that game because they promised this like butterfly effect mechanic where all your decisions matter and
Yeah.
completely different.
I knew that's not
things can
possible.
happen and yeah,
I knew that's
that
not
was
possible.
An empty promise.
But I kind of look at it as just Telltale's thing, but just done way better.
Yeah, I think if you forget that promise that was not paid off, It's a great game. It's fantastic. Yeah, it looks really cool.
By far more branching possibilities than things like a Telltale Adventure,
And I've
or
never been
most
able-
things that actually advertise as being, hey, your choices matter. This really,
I've tried to get through just watching Telltale games, like people play through those, and I always lose interest. And something about Until Dawn like caught me. Like I had to watch the
Yeah.
whole. It was like a 10-hour playthrough.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. All right, you want to talk about news?
I think we can talk about news.
Got a couple things to talk about. You want to talk about the biggest news?
I'd really rather not.
I don't see why you wouldn't. It's great news. There's a new Metal Gear Solid game coming out. Well, a new Metal Gear game coming out.
No, here's what's coming out.
It's a new Metal Gear
Audience!
game.
I think episode 84 is as good an occasion as any to share the news. Push to Shout exclusive announcement. No one else has broke this news. Broken? We're not breaking the news. You're breaking us. Here on Push to Shout, we are proud to announce the release of MGS.
Metal Gear Survive. A 4-player co-op survival game.
Zombie.
Survival game. It looks pretty bad.
We're very proud to announce it here on Push to Shout, episode
Let me-
84.
Let me corner the negativity first. First of all,
Yeah, and then we'll have a lot left over. to
and
talk
then there's
about,
going to be a lot of
besides the
negativity to talk
negativity.
about.
Yeah.
But first of all, if you're pissed off about Metal Gear Solid or the Metal Gear series being disrespected and ruined because of this, did you play Metal Gear Solid 5? Because, and then also, what did you expect from Konami? It's either they weren't going to come out with any games at all.
Yeah.
They were definitely going to make the pachinko machine that's a given. That was going to happen. Whether they made games or not, didn't really matter at this point. Metal Gear's gone. It's done. It's through. If a new game comes out labeled Metal Gear, that doesn't mean it has to retroactively ruin what you love about Metal Gear.
Now here's my theory.
It's just a shitty cash grab.
My theory is that Metal Gear Solid 5 is the corpse of
The
of
wicked
it
at Bernie's
of an
house.
empire. Exactly. It's the corpse, the cancer-ridden corpse of Metal Gear that was just eaten away by whatever business, financial mismanagement, predatory interest in pachinko cocktail that made Kojima be fired.
Yeah.
And then it just all exploded and sucked at the end and was pushed out the door. So it's dead. It was already dead.
yeah.
And then this little weird toddler man named Konami, he comes by and he just starts, tee-hee, I'm gonna play with the blood. And then he just starts splashing himself with zombie survival elements.
Rubbing it on his face.
Like, different ammo types, procedurally generated horde mode, that kind of thing. And
That's been confirmed, but yeah, that sounds about right.
I think at this point this has been confirmed. We are the exclusive
Yeah, we're breaking the news.
news broker. We're brokering these news documents for you.
Let me say the trailer
Jesus Christ. What a fucking
is
piece of
really
shit.
bad.
It's
a really
awful!
Bad trailer. Like even if the game weren't gonna be bad, which it will be.
Well, it's just going to be Metal Gear Solid 5 with zombies.
Which yeah,
That's the funniest part,
My
is that
least
they
favorite
didn't
part of
bother to
Metal
make a
Solid 5.
fucking new asset at all.
yeah. But the fact that in the trailer the action we get is like they're shooting zombies that are sitting on the other side of a fence.
Yeah! That is
What?
amazing. That is amazing to me.
Game? Is that the game you like line up with your buddies and you just shoot through the holes in the fence with your arrows and stuff? And there was no suspense and really no representation of like, is this a stealth game? Are
Thank
you just
God.
sneaking around the zombies?
Thank God I'm not the only one. Because I saw a million comments like, oh, it's shitting all over Metal Gear, and oh, my childhood is dead. But not once did I hear someone point out, they're they're shooting at zombies through a fence for the entire trailer.
That's what they show.
What the hell? That is ridiculous. What?
It's a terrible trailer.
It's not a game. It's
Yeah. And, like, the thing is, like, if they had announced this and there were no zombies, and it was, like, 4-player co-op stealth, I'd be like, okay, boy, oh, great. They're doing cash grab stuff on Metal Gear. But I might actually legitimately be like, okay, that could be interesting, because the Metal Gear Solid 5 mechanics are as solid as they come. They're great. It's a fantastically made game. It's great. You know it is.
Those Metal Gear 5 mechanics sure are solid.
They are. They're great. They're the best.
Metal
in the series,
Gear Solid controls.
Of the best of the stealth genre ever.
They
Maybe
are.
the action genre too.
They are.
And if you put that in a multiplayer co-op context and say, like, okay, you guys stealth your way in and you have to work with each other to, like, take out people and that kind of thing, that could be fun. That could be a really cool game if you had the resources put into it and you actually cared about making a game, which neither of which they probably have. But they made a zombie survival game, or at least that's what I think it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is the worst thing that you can make in video games. Just the worst.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, what I don't I like shitting on it and everything because it definitely deserves it. But people who are acting surprised and angry,
How could they
you
do
need-
this?
you
How
need
could
to
they
step
do
back.
this? I thought
You need to
Pachinko
step
was
back
the
and
end.
look at the last couple years of Metal Gear Solid and say, like, oh, wait a minute,
It's dead.
it's already dead.
Let it die.
They're not literally doing this. Maybe they are. I don't know, but they're beating a dead horse, and that's fine. It doesn't affect the dead horse. It's already dead.
Speaking of dead horses, let's talk about the word literally.
Let's talk about dead horses.
Yeah. I hate when people hate the word literally.
Me too. I think it's fine that it has a less serious, sarcastic meaning.
Who actually cares about that? Like, who interrupts a conversation to say, I think you meant figuratively.
Yeah.
It just is my pet peeve. It's one of my pet peeves when people
Yeah.
say literally when they mean figuratively. I mean, come on.
Aren't they smarter than that? Aren't they as smart as I am?
Didn't they go to
No.
school? I went to school.
It's.
I got good grades. Got a whole B plus.
I try to be grammatical.
On my
I was an
report
English
card.
major. I try to be grammatically correct and everything, but you're right.
Well,
It's
if you
pedantic.
were really an English major, you'd know it's just standard auto-antonymical structure, just like
That's
the
true.
alarm went off.
Yeah, common vernacular and whatnot.
Why
But
don't you go jump off a fucking bridge? You
There's
English
another
major
game,
piece of shit.
uh,
You're ruining our
there's another-
country from the inside out. Tell
there's
me about
another
your game.
that has had some footage of it released. Mountain Blade Bannerlord. They've kind of shown some extended gameplay footage of this game a couple times. This latest one was they're defending a castle against a siege. That game's going to be really good. It's Mountain Blade but better, and I love Mountain Blade.
Mountain Blade is awesome. I haven't
It's
played
awesome. It's
hardly
fantastic.
any of it, but the one game
it's
I
fucking
played was a server full of like 100 people at least.
You can
And
get
it-
200 people in there.
Yeah, it felt like an actual medieval war, and I didn't care
Yeah.
that I was just dying every 3 seconds because I was just in an army, and it was so cool.
Exactly. You're a little cog in the machine. It's
Really,
a very cool game.
really awesome.
And they're making another one of those things, but they're making it modern, and it actually like looks pretty, and it looks like they've improved some key mechanics, and but it's still just Mountain Blade, which is fine. It's going to be a good game. The only thing it's missing is the voices from Chivalry. There needs to be a mod where you can mod in the voices from Chivalry, and then it would be perfect. But that's going to be good. I recommend you play more Mountain Blade. You should just. It's fun to just join a server and just fight for a little while. It never gets old. I'm sure there's still hundreds and hundreds of people playing that online because it's a great game. And those 200-man servers where you're sieging a castle or something, it's awesome. Awesome game. And that's all.
Is it
That's all I
awesome
have to do.
sauce, would you say?
It's awesome sauce. It's epic and for the win.
Awesome sauce approved.
Vinny
Now
Vine
push a shout
Sauce
episode 84.
approves of the awesome sauce award gameplay footage.
I've been
He's going to
playing.
make an angry review.
I've been playing some Cave Story, some more Cave Story, and I'm not gonna just say it's good again because we all know that. I'll just talk about something specific that I noticed or thought was worth talking about, and that's the music. And I don't mean that the music is so good. I mean, a big part of that game is its history. So when it came out, 2004, back when indie games were not really a thing, they were relatively small, relatively uncommon. Cave Story was kind of the first major indie game. And it wasn't born as a game. It was born as a piece of, audio composition software. It's just this Japanese software developer guy trying to make... Is that a Moe's cup?
Mm-hmm.
God, that sucks ass.
What?
Compared to Chipotle, Moe's...
Yeah.
Compared to
Chipotle's
Chipotle-
better if you're getting a burrito, but Moe's has the best queso. Or Moe's doesn't. Chipotle doesn't even have queso. So if you want queso, you gotta get Moe's.
Or you
And
just
if
go to
there's not
Qdoba.
Chipotle around you, then you have to get Moe's, and so I got Moe's. Deal with it. Go on.
You
about
should
Cave
regret your decisions. Anyway, it was not a game at first. It was just a piece of audio production software. And then he adapted it into a game. And so one of the cool things about that game is that the audio in it is not produced in any kind of audio program like FL Studio or Ableton or something like that. This guy programmed his own audio engine that was originally just meant for other people to make music on it. And then he made all of his music in that. So the audio in Cave Story takes up just a tiny smidgen of data because the entire engine is built to just produce the sound live for you. It's pretty
That's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah. And
That's a weird way to start making a game.
it is. And it's also why there's like a couple of remastered Cave Story soundtracks that you can play with, especially on Cave Story Plus. You can pick between the original, the new version for the Wii, or the remastered Danny Baranowski version. But none of them stack up to the original, just for that reason, I think. Like, part of the experience is getting it played out by the engine for you. So, yeah, it's a
You're
neat
sounding
little
like
thing.
a purist.
Well, you know,
Cave Story purist.
it's one of my favorite games, yeah. I'll be a purist about that. There's some things I won't be a purist for, but I'll be a purist about that.
Sure. That's fine.
Very fun game. I think you weren't wrong when you said I might get that itch to go for that world record again.
I'm always right, so.
Yeah, seems that way. Well, I hope you're right. When I take back the world record,
Oh, here we go.
It's
He's
not gonna
calling him
happen.
out
It's
on
not gonna
stream,
happen.
live.
not gonna happen.
Tweet at him. Tweet at the world record holder. We called him out here on Push a Shout.
Yeah, that famous guy. Everyone knows who he is. So just start tweeting at him.
Yeah, Mike's gonna go to SGDQ and break the record live.
Yeah, I'll be on the couch. Someone will tell me to, or ask me politely to be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else to talk about on episode 84, the most important episode of Push a Shout we've ever done?
I have one more thing to talk about tonight.
Well, that's too
Guess what
bad
comes
because
out-
we're out
guess
of
what
time.
comes out tonight?
Oh, what does?
Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
Oh, that comes out tonight.
Yeah.
Really?
Or on PC like 10 a.m. tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know
whatever.
why. That's weird. But yeah, I don't know if I'll get that game right away because I don't know if I kind of want some time to play through it, and I'm playing too much Overwatch at the moment to do that. But
Yeah.
but I'm gonna definitely play that game because Human Revolution is up there as far as like my favorite games. It has a lot of flaws, but I love that game.
It's a very good game.
Yeah, and so this is apparently that, but more of it. So I can't really go wrong.
You know,
yeah, that's coming out. Excited.
Games come out on Tuesdays.
Yes, they do.
I'm not exactly sure why, but it's just how it happens.
I think I've looked it up before, and it's not a very interesting answer, but I can't tell you what it actually is.
So they come out on Tuesdays, and I remember before I had a big boy job, the biggest problem was that I couldn't afford to buy every game when it came out at $60. Now I don't have time to play every game that comes out at $60.
Yeah.
It's like
Put that on
bit-
Reddit's shower
yeah.
thoughts.
I should. You know what? I think that you and I should found a new subreddit called Gaming Shower Thoughts,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
and it'll all just be gaming-related witticisms like that. I think it'd be really cool.
Speaking of Reddit, well, I
Yeah.
don't know how much this has to do with Reddit, really.
Any
small part of it
opportunity
has
to
to do
speak
with
about Reddit, I think
On
I'll
the public test realm on Overwatch, a feature that they've added is that if you type the words GG Easy
take. Fuck, yes.
into the chat, it replaces it with cute little quips like
That's funny.
Oh, I'm insecure about myself and therefore am expressing my insecurity, and funny little quips instead of GG Easy. It's a funny
great.
little idea. It has been 100% counterproductive.
Yep.
I almost never see GG Easy in game. Almost never. When I do, there's a 99% chance it's sarcastic or ironic. Now every time the game ends, it gets filled up with those quips. Just the chat log is
You
just
are insecure.
full of that happening. And a good game, great game, guys, and that kind of thing. And you know that they're all just typing GG. It's funny on the one hand, really obnoxious on the other hand.
That is great.
I don't think they're going to leave that feature in, but it's something apparently that's being called for in other games like Rocket League on Reddit. They're
Instead
saying,
of-
I'm tired of GG Easy and we need to filter out that kind of stuff, which is kind of an annoying thought. I think, like, come on, man, you can't handle GG Easy. Like,
This
really?
goes against the second grade wisdom of if you just ignore it, it'll go
Yeah.
away.
But
This is
proof
injecting. It's injecting a little bit of "Stop it! Why are you pushing me around, guys?" into the equation, and it's great. It's so
Yeah.
awesome.
It's showing the
Cyberbullying-
results of that.
As a dedicated cyber bully, I am so glad that Blizzard has made this executive decision to make bullying great again. So
Thanks, Blizzard.
the message here is vote Trump. That's also our official episode 84 endorsement, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He'd
Already
be a good
donated
man.
millions to that
Sit in the
campaign.
white chair. Guys, Skippy, you're one guy. What's up? Anything else?
No.
How about the rest of the guys? What do the rest of the guys think about this? That's just me. Good night, everybody. This is Richard. Shut up.
Just end it. Just end it. Turn it off.
No, I think I'll stick around a second longer. Just to thank the fans once more
Thank you
for
fans.
tuning into this very special episode of Push to Shout, episode 81.
Shut it off.
The only 80.
84.
No. It's episode
Where'd you
81.
get 81.
I actually
Wrong.
did do that. Before the show, I titled it Push to Shout 81, quote, episode 81. And then in the description I wrote the 81st episode of Push to Shout. And then I realized it was episode 84. And so that became the gag. And now this is the gag.
It's a good gag.
Thanks for gagging, everybody.
Ew.
Next episode, 9 gagging.